Alright, so last weekend, or actually a couple of weekends ago, Gladiator 2 released in theaters. Here's my review. Alright, I owe you guys an apology for not getting this one out. I saw it last week, last Tuesday, and I needed to watch it again, so I saw it Wednesday. Thursday was Thanksgiving. Friday was Black Friday. Then it's the weekend. I was busy. I was very, very busy this past weekend. So now it's Tuesday. I'm finally filming this review. I also got the horror video, working on editing that one. So before we get started with my review, please tell me down below what is your opinions on Gladiator. And while you're down there, subscribe, like button, and hit the bell so you never miss another video. And with that said, I never saw the first Gladiator before, like, literally a day before watching this one. I thought it was good. I thought it was a really great movie. Not one of my favorites of all time, but I thought it was a really great movie. I thought the trailers for this were pretty good. I was very excited to watch this one going into it with my dad. And what did I think about it? Here we go. Reason why I needed a second viewing was mainly because two people, shout out to you guys, talking behind me right in my ear the whole movie. I really appreciate you. I really hope I get to go to another movie with you guys someday. I really, really do. That would be my dream. I hope you guys have a horrible Christmas. I really do. This woman constantly kept going, "Look, Scott! There he is! Look, there's a rhinoceros! There's sharks in the water, Scott! Oh my goodness! He just died, Scott!" The whole movie. They don't shut up. They talked at their full volume the whole time. This is why I hate theater etiquette. My Wicked screening was perfect. Nobody sung, nobody talked or did anything. And now this movie decided to be the worst audience I have ever seen a movie with. And I genuinely believe that. Scott! They're shooting bows and arrows at each other. Oh my God, Scott! He's dead! Shut up! Just shut up and watch the movie. Scott is not blind, and if he is, why are you taking him to the movies? I'm sorry. That just makes me so mad. And it kind of kept distracting me from the movie. So I went at a 10:30 screening where I didn't think I'd sit with anybody. And I was right. Yeah, my theater was pretty much empty at 10:30. I was happy. Very, very happy. So anyways, back to the movie. I really liked this movie. I thought it was great. I thought it improved on a lot of things that the original did. I would still say that the original is better, I think, just because it's more of a classic. But I definitely think this movie improved on a lot of stuff that the original did. Specifically, the stuff I like the most is that the story has a little bit more juice to it. It's not just Gladiator mad at these people because they killed his family, he's gonna go kill them. There's like different individual layers. Like you got the general, and obviously he killed the person that Paul Mescal was in love with. Turns out he's married to Paul Mescal's mom, who is the one woman from the original Gladiator. So there's like that where you're rooting for the general, but you're also rooting for Paul Mescal's character. And there's just individual layers here, even with like Denzel Washington's character. Every individual layer, and it just adds something a little bit new, unique, and a little bit more special to the movie, where like you're constantly don't know who to root for. Like obviously the Emperor's bad, but you like Denzel Washington. You like the general played by Pedro Pascal, who was phenomenal, by the way. You like Paul Mescal's character. It just has all these layers, and it makes it a very genuinely interesting movie. Another thing that I really loved about this movie was the action set pieces. The movie has a great pace, where like you get action set piece, 15 minutes of talking story-wise, action set piece, and it goes very, very smoothly, and it's very entertaining. Several times, I was almost jumping out of my seat like, oh my gosh, this is great. This is awesome stuff. There was some great action set pieces in here. I'm still going to try not to spoil the movie, but a couple specific ones is where, right before we enter the third act, there's certain action set piece with Pedro Pascal's character and Paul Mescal's character, which I thought was phenomenal, and that was easily the best part of the movie, is the action set pieces. They're all great. And then you gotta talk about the cast. Obviously, Paul Mescal, there's a lot of people complaining about him on the internet. I disagree with all those complaints. I thought he was fantastic in this movie. I think he's definitely a standout character. He's not as good as Russell Crowe, but that's Russell Crowe. I still thought he was great. Pedro Pascal is fantastic. The two emperors, one of them is played by Joseph Quinn, which I had no idea going into this one. This guy's got some acting chops, man. I cannot wait to see what he's going to do with Johnny Storm in the Fantastic Four movie. He is absolutely fantastic. I think he's great. You also got Denzel Washington, who I think is great in everything he's in, and he's really good in here. It really tricks you, makes you think that he's a good guy, and then he goes full crazy in the final act of the movie. So this cast, top-notch. Top-notch cast, top-notch action sequences, has a story that has individual layers that makes it more entertaining and more unique than the original Gladiator. So this movie has some great stuff in it that I think improved upon over the original. I really enjoyed this movie. The last 45 minutes don't work for me as much as the first bit of it does. So the first time I saw the movie, last 45 minutes completely took me out of the movie. Needed to see it again after that. I did. The second time I saw the movie, noticed that there's still great stuff in here, but it breaks the pace of the movie, where the entire pacing of the movie was action set piece, 10 to 15 minutes of talking, action set piece, 10 to 15 minutes of talking, smoothly flowed. Last 45 minutes are 30 minutes of straight talking, and then 10 minutes of fights at the end, and then the movie's over. And it kind of breaks the pace, and it's kind of jarring to where all of a sudden it's fast, 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 and then it slows instantly to a halt. And, you know, I like talking scenes, I really do. But it kind of went on and on about the same thing a little bit, where the Emperor's like, I'm going to rise, or not the Emperor, but Denzel Washington's like, I'm going to rise to power. I'm going to rise to power for 30 minutes. And then it's just showing him rise to power. And it's not as interesting as the rest of the movie. Second viewing, I liked it much more, but I still found flaws with it. I still didn't think it was as near as good as the original movie or the original hour and a half before that. So that it's just tiny bit disappointing that the ending doesn't fully stick the landing for me. The last 10 minutes, the action fight sequence between Paul Mescal and Denzel Washington is great. Absolutely great. I love that fight sequence. But it just kind of messes with the pacing there a little bit, so it's not as good as the rest of the movie. Before I give you my final score to Gladiator 2, I want to know your opinions down below. And while you're down there, please make sure to subscribe, like button, hit the bell so you don't miss another video coming very, very soon. I'm almost done editing it. My horror video that I've been promising you for like 2 months now. We're already into December. I promised you in November. Didn't get it done. It's coming. I promise. Alright, Gladiator 2. Great action sequences, great cast, and a unique story. Propel this one to being one of my favorite movies of the year. It's in my top 10. Thought it was great. It is a visual masterpiece. Forgot to mention that. Ridley Scott, phenomenal at filming sequences and visual masterpiece. So I really liked this movie. I would go as far to say as I loved it, but the last 45 minutes didn't quite work for me. I thought it was good, but it wasn't as good, you know. So that's why Gladiator 2 is going to get an A. So again, comment down below what is your opinions on it. Subscribe so you never miss another video. And with that said, subscribe to Julian Army. Peace out.